The reason Obama's now pushing this middle-class rubbish with the signs at the DNC convention hall and all is because it's exactly the middle class that he's attacked from the day he became president. Make no mistake about it. He's in power because of the wealthiest people on earth, like George Soros, like General Electric and their minions who pay no taxes, zero taxes. I can name 5 to 10 companies that pay no taxes. They're all supporting Obama because he gave them the loopholes. He let them have the loopholes, you idiots, you. How much do you have to know? They pay no taxes. So it's the middle class that he has hammered. Why? Because if you've studied communism, as I have since I've been 18 years old, the enemy of the communist is the bourgeoisie. Who's the bourgeoisie? It's the middle class. So first they destroyed your mortgage. That's right. They set you up and destroyed you and sucked you dry and killed your mortgage. Then said that they didn't do it. Then they used that excuse to devastate the economy itself. The very same people who are supporting Obama are the people who benefited from the implosion during the mortgage meltdown. Do you understand that? They shorted the mortgage, structures. The fiduciary instruments that were established by the gangs on Wall Street to build up the bubble were then used to destroy the people on the way out the door. So they got it going in and coming out. In other words, they devastated the middle class with their mortgage charade, right? They didn't lose the money. The people who lost their houses lost their money. And so the fact of the matter is some people made bigger fortunes than have ever been seen in the history of mankind. $900 million profits, $2 billion profits on the crisis. Where'd the money go? They're all Democrats. All went into the Democrat machine. So who did they attack? The bourgeoisie, the middle class. That's the ethos of the communist, the Bolshevik. Attack the bourgeoisie. Bring down the middle class. Why? Because in an elite society, if the old models still hold, there's a very wealthy class and then there's everyone else. There's no middle class. Because when I was a child, an immigrant son, I'll keep repeating it till you finally get it, the fact of the matter is, my mother used to proudly tell me that America was different than any other country in Europe, than any other country that she knew of in Europe, in that the middle class was very large in America. She said in America, this is when I was a kid, she said there's a very small middle class, there's only the very rich and the very poor. She said in America there's a very big middle class, as you well know, and of course the middle class, even at that time, was quite vast and quite segregated in its income level. From lower middle class, upper middle class. I remember being a kid asking my mother, well, where do we fit? I wanted to hear we were the upper middle class. What did I know? I didn't know we were in the lower middle class. I mean, we weren't poor. We owned a car. We rented an apartment. Then eventually we owned a little attached house. So we were, I guess, part of the lower middle class at that time. I don't know exactly, but see, everyone is stratified in every society. I know when I was an anthropologist, if I lived in a village, there was a structure and a hierarchy within that village. Not everyone wasn't equal. It wasn't communism. Children don't understand that. Wherever you go, any level of any society on earth, there is a hierarchy. There's the chief, there's the princes, the princesses. Then there's the ordinary person who slaves for the prince and the king or the chief. And then there are people who are so low class, as I learned, which I'm going to tell you, you probably never read this in your anthropology books. It came to me the other night. There are people of such low caste, C-A-S-T-E, in historic societies that at birth they were told they were a member of the post-hole class. A man told us that his ancestors were post-hole people. I said, what the heck does that mean? He said, well, in the olden days here in these islands, when a king or a chief built a house, they dug 4 corners for his bure. And before they put the posts into the ground, they threw a live human being into the ground for good luck, to fertilize the soil. He swore to me that's what went on in that society. That all changed when the blessed Christian missionaries arrived and taught them that it was wrong to throw people into a post hole. It was the Christian missionaries who stopped that from happening. Now go try to tell that to the jeering crowd at the DNC, that it was the missionaries who actually saved the world from such barbarism. They're so warped they don't even know what's right and what's wrong. They have no idea what's up and what's down, which is why they can vote for a man like Obama. It's why they can cheer Nancy Pelosi. It's why they can let Nancy Pelosi talk about attacking the rich when her wealth went up about tenfold since she became a congresswoman. It's unbelievable to me.